Bum Slide Thursday, bum sliding right into Friday for you this morning. Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. How are you? I hope you're doing awesome. I hope you slept well. I didn't, he didn't, but we're still here anyway.
I stole somebody's coffee sweetener and I don't like it.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Well, I found some cream, but it started to crawl out at me, so I threw that in the garbage. And then I found this stuff. It's mocha something. I don't know whose it is. Sorry if I stole your cream. I don't like it. It's like sucking on a chocolate bar.
So now he's going to have to get himself a little bit more organized, bring his own cream in.
KC Security. KC Security. Take care of you and me, KC Security.
Thank you very much for sponsoring.
I get 5 cents every time I sing that song.
No, you don't.
Yes, thank you for sponsoring our show, KC Security.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
Good. Well, because I'm just wondering if you're doing okay.
I had a day. You guys.
When?
Yesterday.
Oh, I thought you meant today. I'm like, you just started.
After the show yesterday, I went on location to Algoma Trad. Okay.
Didn't know what that was.
So no, a lot of people don't. Algoma traditional, so trad, like Algoma traditional music.
Right.
Okay, so like they teach fiddle and cello and violin and guitar and banjo and ukulele. Well, it's everything. It's Celtic, it's Irish, it's Canadian, it's Quebecois, it's all these different kinds of folk music that has been passed on from generation to generation, and not necessarily in written form, but in oral form, A-U-R-A-L-O-R-A-L. So they basically teach the music without looking at music. It's all about you learn by ear and by repetition. Hey, there's some pictures. So listen though, it's so much more than that. They're on a farm at F&G line. Isn't that funny? Yep.
F&G.
F&G.
No,
F&G line on St. Joe's Island. Look at the farm, Lou.
No,
I'm not kidding you. But
that's beautiful.
No, you pull in there and there's campers and Winnebagos and pup tents and people are living there for a week. There's 160 of them, and you don't go to class by like your age or you go by skill level. So there's 4-year-olds playing fiddle with like 20-year-olds who are just sort of learning.
Cooking for everybody.
They have cooks. They make everything from scratch, but they don't just do music. They do dye, all natural dyeing. They use avocado skins and olive skins, not olive, onion skins to make natural dyes. They're going to be putting in a natural dye farm where you can, all the things that they grow are used to eat and also make natural dyes from. They teach blacksmithing. There's like a thick, they do this there. They're building stone walls. It's incredible. And they all live there.
Blacksmithing and music.
And you sign up for classes, but you also have electives, and they have performances, and like they had a
you want to go there?
I want to live there.
You want it to be your farm.
So we went there. We thought we were going to do it there, and we stayed for 4 hours. We were going to go for 1 hour. We stayed for 4. We have enough footage. I don't know. We're going to put it all together, and we're going to have one heck of a show on Algoma Trad.
And when that's coming?
I don't know when I'm going to do that. We have to edit it all together. Maybe the week that I'm on holidaes.
Oh, so next week.
I go on holidays the 26th. That's not next week, is it?
Oh.
No. Do we have to have this conversation right now?
No, probably not. Don't need to do it on the air, specifically.
On 1620, on this date, the Mayflower set sail from Southampton, England, with 102 pilgrims, or as Donald Trump would call them, an infestation of illegal immigrants.
Infestation. There might have been infestation on that.
No, there were rats and cats and elephants. No, that's a different song. 102 pilgrims came over on, and you know how, wouldn't that be something? There's it. Michael's so quick. There's the Mayflower.
Look at that.
And if that ship had arrived and Donald Trump were president, he'd say, go back where you came from.
Yeah. And do you have kids? Because we're going to take them away from you.
He wouldn't, because they're coming from Southampton, England, so they'd be white.
So they'd be white, so they'd be okay.
They'd be okay. What do you got?
Hey, you know what? Miley and Caitlin Carter.
Miley the bisexual?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're spotted.
We don't have to label her.
No, we don't. We're seen in Italy on a boat,
kissing,
making out, basically, essentially.
Who is the girl again?
Her name is Caitlin Carter.
And she's the ex-girlfriend of
someone. Oh. And Miley Cyrus, of course, hours before the photos became public, announced that she and her husband, after 7 months of marriage, had separated. So she went away and started making out with a girl on a boat, but some people thought, you know what? I think this is like a ploy. I think this is a little Miley Cyrus trying to get back into the news. Yeah. But you know what? Just to do what Miley's always done, right? Remember when she couldn't keep her tongue in her head? That was all Miley, right? She just like all the time. It's just like, you don't need to do that.
Remember when she couldn't keep her tongue in her head?
Oh, seriously. It's like, we all have one, honey. Just like, okay, we got the point. Anyway, Miley and Caitlyn are in LA.
Are their tongues out?
No, not that we know of.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're still together, but they're calling each other friends. Miley is just having fun.
Good for her. Meanwhile,
good for her.
How's her estranged husband? Is he having a great time?
No, apparently he's very distraught. He's upset because it took her about 4 seconds to find another distraction.
And they were only together for 7 months.
7 months, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, so poor Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
I'm telling you, he can come here and I'll keep him company. Aaron Carter, remember that? I remember told you about him. So
yeah.
I don't even know. He was the brother of a Backstreet Boy, or the
younger brother who tried to make it and never kind of really.
I remember seeing him on Dancing with the Stars. There he is. Oh, he's not an attractive young man, but anyway, he was having problems. Remember, I told you he was performing at the Indiana State Fair, something like that. Anyway, he was at a state fair and he was singing, and he had to play his own backing track from like a laptop on stage.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And he would like turn off the music and get the audience to sing, and there were like 6 people singing, and then he played it again, and then afterwards he came off the stage and he was posing and charging money for photos. I told you that whole story.
Right.
So now he likes to be in the news too, this one. A restraining order against his ex-girlfriend Lena Valentina. Do you think that's her real name? I think it's her stripper name. Lena Valentina. She says, she hit me in the face, she shoved me, and she threatened to stab me, and she carries a knife.
She threatened to stab me?
And she carries a knife. That's a girlfriend you want to have. So she has to stay 100 yards away from him, and he says, Lena Valentina. Wow. What happened to his face in that picture? His neck looks like it's 2 inches around. Anyway.
It's that tattoo throws you off. And he's got a 5 head instead of a 4 head.
He's got a 5 head instead of a 4 head?
Yeah.
You're a horrible person.
Thank you.
I love it. Anyway, listen. He says after the restraining order is over, he can go to court again and say, stay away forever.
Oh, I see.
He's not going to do that.
She's a beautiful girl.
I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to focus on my music, my tour, and my fans. He means
both of them.
His laptop, his state fairs, and those 6 people in the audience, and that one girl he yelled at because she didn't have any money for a photo op, and he said, I don't want you at all.
He sang to her because she wouldn't pay $350 to have a picture taken with him because she didn't. People don't walk around with that kind of cash. Yeah. So he whittled her down to like $50, and she said, listen, man, I have no money. So he said, okay, well, I'll just do it then.
I think Aaron Carter needs to get a real job.
Well, you know what? I think like it's kind of sad in a way. Like he's never he's kind of, you know.
Sad for what? He hasn't fallen from anywhere.
He's fallen from his bed a couple of times. I remember reading that story. Kelly Clarkson, love her so much. She can sing like a bird. She is funny, and she's
a show.
Yes, and she did like a behind the scenes tour of her brand new talk show.
It's not on yet. Her show's not on yet.
No, it's not on.
It's not going to be on when we're on, is it?
Oh no, she would do that to us.
She would. Kelly, look at her. She's so blonde.
Yeah, that's old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's old.
That's old. Yeah, but she looks phenomenal. But she took shots of this. Is what I love about her. She's just this girl,
natural,
right?
From Texas.
And so she's like doing the back, and this is where the band's going to sit, and then she's kind of going around the room, and this is where the audience is going to sit. Don't you want to come here? She says. It looks like home, doesn't it? I'm like, well, I don't know if it looks like.
Oh, look, is that her?
Look at her.
Oh, is that the set?
Isn't that beautiful?
I like the candelabra.
Isn't that pretty?
I like her dress too.
Yes, and you know what? She's looking awesome. I do want to
go there.
Yeah, she's looking awesome.
Is she going to sing on the show ever? Is she going to sing on the show?
She has to.
She's going to have musical guests?
You know what? And she said it's funny because they're going to pay me to talk for a living. I wonder how that feels.
It's amazing. I love that feeling.
Me
It's
too.
the one thing that I can do is talk. Happy Feast of the Assumption. This is the day that Mary ascended into heaven. Mary, Mother of Jesus. But here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. This is the day of the Assumption, which is a huge thing in Christian religion, in Catholic Church. This is like a day, the day that Mary goes into heaven, right? But there's nothing about how she died or when she died. Isn't that weird? Nothing in the
Or how she got pregnant.
No, we know how she got pregnant.
Well, yes, immaculate.
No, she was the immaculate. Remember I taught you this before? Mary was the immaculate conception.
Right.
She was the one born without sin. She had sex with Joseph and had Jesus. God said, that's my baby because you were born without sin. Mary was conceived without sin. Haven't I taught her this lesson before?
No.
Yes, the what do you call that? The Virgin. The Virgin Mary means that, I don't know. I'm going to look this up. But no, she was the one born without sin. And that's why she was the one who could have the child of God.
Well, but she didn't have sex with Joseph.
She was married to Joseph when she got pregnant with Jesus. You think they didn't have sex?
Oh.
Audrey, why are you shaking your head? Do you think I'm giving you the wrong lesson? No.
See, Audrey thinks that
I'm going to
she's
go to
right.
Wikipedia. I can't have a guest coming up. Grace is here. Grace Smith.
Thank goodness she's going to come and make sense of all of this.
From the Fringe Festival. And her song is called Mediocre... No, Slow Dancing with Mediocre Dancing. Slow Dancing with Mediocre Boys. Isn't that a great title?
Been there.
We're going to talk to Grace after this break, so don't go anywhere.
When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive through the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatsioux.ca.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
The Fringe North International Theatre Festival returns to the stage this evening with the one and only Grace Smith.
Hello.
Hi, Grace. Grace just came up from Toronto. You arrived yesterday?
Yes.
First time in Sault Ste. Marie?
It is.
But you probably have some inside scoop on what it's like up here because you have a friend, a boyfriend? Can I say boyfriend?
You can. This is a scoop. You're getting
Leet Stetson. We had Leet on the show last week.
Yeah.
The show that he's doing is called Sex Cult, a musical sex explosion. Explosion, he and Becca J.
Yeah, you won't forget that title.
Oh, that show! I can't wait. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go this week.
It's amazing. I've seen it 4 times.
They're back on Friday, They don't have
Friday, Sunday.
Friday, Sunday. No Saturday show.
Yeah.
Okay. Your show debuts tonight.
Yes.
What time?
8 p.m. Perfect time.
Perfect time for a show on a beautiful summer evening.
Exactly. Go out to dinner. Come to see the show at 8 p.m.
How long is your show?
1 hour. Perfect amount of time for a show.
And you're out by 9. You can still go out for a patio cocktail beverage
or
after.
Be in bed by 9:30.
If you wanted to. Who wants to do that? Okay, the show is called
Slow Dancing with Mediocre Boys.
Why that title? I love it. Why?
Well, it started with the very first story that I put into the show, which involved me chasing after a guy that I didn't even especially like, but just because I thought he seemed attainable. And I just thought, whenever I would tell that story, people would ask, why were you going after someone you didn't really like? And I said, didn't we all do that? And they were like, no. So I thought, oh, there's something about that is a fun concept. And then I picked the title and wrote the rest of the show.
the rest of the show.
Yeah.
You have a pretty cool background, actually. You hail from Halifax, Nova Scotia. You studied at Dalhousie.
I did, studied theater.
And that's where you met Leet?
Yes.
He was studying music and drama. You were studying
just drama. He was doing all the performance stuff, the acting program and the music performance program, and I was doing the theater nerd program. Not officially what's on my diploma, but
and that wasn't enough for you. That 1 degree wasn't enough. Then,
no, I needed 2 more. I went and got a master's in theater and a PhD in theater.
A PhD in theater. You could be a theater professor.
I could be. I'm not.
You're not because
I didn't.
You got lonely.
I got lonely. I was a lot. It was a lot of being in the library by myself in the stacks with only books for my friends. I mean, that's fine for Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but I like being around people.
So then you thought, I need to get out and do something. So you went from straight theater, dramatic theater, and studying. You decided to go to Second City for classes?
Yes. Tell me. I was in the last 2 years of my PhD. If you didn't know, PhDs last a lifetime.
Yeah. How many years were you in school?
7 years.
I know.
Just for that 1 degree. Wow. That's not all of them.
Just for the PhD.
And masters took 1 year. PhD took 7. The lesson is get a master's. Don't get a PhD.
Okay, so you go to Second City.
Yeah, so I'm in my last 2 years. I'm so lonely. And I was like, I need to get out of the house once a week and meet other people who aren't doing their PhDs and just have fun and loosen up a bit.
Okay.
So I took an acting class and an improv class at Second City. I really thought that the acting class would be the thing that would help me, and the improv, I was like, well, you can't go to Second City and not take an improv class. That was a whim, and that ended up being the thing that I really got into.
With.
Yeah. So
so you went comedy.
Yeah, I went hard on comedy, and it really got me through the last 2 years of a very dry PhD, having that outlet, and then just kept going with it. When I ended up doing a
year. What was the year-long thing?
It was a Second City Conservatory, so it's a year-long audition program where you learn how to create a Second City-style sketch showcase.
And you're mentored by Second City performers?
Yeah, it's usually alumni from the Second City main stage. Sometimes they'll get other people who are established in the comedy community, but usually they'll get people who've been on the Second City main stage.
And did that give you the opportunity to perform on the main stage? By doing that?
But at the end of the program, you get to have your final show on the main stage, which feels like very surreal.
Yeah, hey, like you're up there with the big leagues.
Yeah, you've been in the audience so much, and then they let you on the stage, and you're like, are you supposed to let me?
Really,
yeah, you step on, you're like, this is smaller than I thought it was.
So then, when did the writing start for you?
For this show specifically?
Well, just in general. Were you the kind of person who journaled and stuff, and then turned stuff into other things, or like what?
Yeah, I used to write a lot when I was younger. I wanted to be a writer, like a fiction novelist writer for a long time, and but I wasn't that great at maintaining interest in something for a long time. So I'd write a bit on this, and nothing much came of it. So got into theater, more directing and performing. But then when you do a 7-year PhD, it really teaches you how to stay with a project for a long time.
Right.
So now I'm much better at finishing work.
So You introduced me to something that I was not familiar with, and that is a phenomenon, a theater phenomenon about storytelling. Yeah. I mean, I guess to a certain degree, I know that there are people who've done like radio broadcasts and stuff who then go on tour and will talk, but you're talking about an actual performance where there are a number of people who tell stories.
Yeah, it's
in an evening.
It's wonderful. So if you've ever, like, people might know it from The Moth is a podcast where they do storytelling, or sometimes on This American Life. Okay. But there's these shows, and they're all over. There's a lot in Toronto where it's about an hour and a half to 2 hour show, and they'll have 6 storytellers telling 10 to 12 minute stories. Wow. And they're just true stories from their lives. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're organized on a theme. Cool. It's wonderful. Like, if you ever want to feel like yes, you should be a performer, you're doing the right thing, go do a storytelling show and you will leave like, this is wonderful. Audiences are wonderful.
So did you participate as a performer in storytelling?
Yeah, there was one show in Toronto that there's quite a wait list to get on, and I remember signing up for that wait list on a whim and getting a spot about a year and a half away.
No kidding.
And thinking that's forever from now. That's so far away, like, who even knows? And then it was here. and I had to write a story for it. Right. So and then it was just such a wonderful show. Like, it was magical.
These different stories that you had became, is that right? Am I right about that?
Yes. So I
Slow Dancing with Mediocre Boys.
Yes. Some of them were stories I was already telling. Some were ones that I then wrote for the show and tried out at storytelling shows. Right. It's a wonderful way to make sure that it works and makes sense and that an audience will relate to it.
The great thing about a Fringe Festival, it allows you to try stuff out. Your audience is right there. It's very interactive. You get an immediate response, and you can gauge how you're doing with your performance. Has this performance been to other Fringes?
Yes, it was just at Regina Fringe in July and at Hamilton Fringe.
What kind of response have you been getting?
Wonderful.
Good.
Like, I'll tell you, I was very bad at first for just running away as soon as the show was over.
You didn't want the feedback.
I was just, it felt very strange to stay around because it felt like being like, compliment me, like my show's done. But I realized that, like, that people want to talk to you after the show. They want to tell you their thoughts. They want to say, like, that reminded me of my life, or just like they just want to talk to you. So, you just talk to them for an hour. So now I stick around.
Is there an actual? Is there an arc? Oh, you met Kat, the director, right?
Yes. So my director, Kat Letwin, who's amazing. She's also a theater and comedy person. Is much better at both of them than almost anybody I know. Really? I was about to say than me, but I was like, don't self-deprecate. But then I said it anyways. Yeah, she's great and really helped me, just us talking it out in rehearsal, finding a shape for the whole show, because I didn't want it to feel like a bunch of unrelated stories. Right. That's still fine, but for me, I wanted it to build and have an arc and have a resolution of some kind.
And this is where we've landed.
Yeah, I've been like rewriting it after each Fringe all summer, and it arrives at Sault Ste. Marie.
I got it. There's one thing that you said that I want to go back on before we went to tape. You were saying to camera. You were talking about when you're writing, you have a sort of a rule, and the rule is
that I'm allowed to change these stories to make them make more sense or make the narrative clearer, but I'm not allowed to change anything to make myself look better.
That's a really cool thing, and also you're never gonna put anybody in your stories in a situation where you're revealing anything that.
Yeah, it's I obviously
you're very respectful and you're sharing your stories.
Well, I think like they didn't give me permit. Like it's every story you have is also somebody else's story from a different perspective. So I wanted to be respectful, and so to hide protect the identities of the mediocre, I have changed some details.
Slow Dancing with Mediocre Boys opens tonight. What's your venue? Are you
at the museum?
You're at the museum. Yeah. Very cool. 8 o'clock tonight.
8 o'clock.
Do you have other performances?
Yes, I have one tomorrow at either 5 or 6 p.m. Then 3:30 on Saturday, 1 p.m. on Sunday. They get a little earlier each day, so there's lots of options.
So easy to find out. You go to fringenorth.ca. The whole schedule is there. Check it out. Grace Smith, thanks for joining us.
You.
Break a leg tonight.
Thanks.
We'll be back right after this on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the machine shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the machine shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the machine shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5 and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Just a reminder that Habitat for Humanity are looking for teams to do their great doghouse build. Ooh. So get involved. You can contact Polly.
Every girl needs one. A doghouse
to send their man to.
Absolutely.
There you go. It's great for a great cause too. So it's a lot of fun. And also on the 22nd, yeah, there's a golf tournament. I'll check those details out for you and get back to you. I'm pretty sure it's Rotary, but I'll find out.
It is Rotary.
It is. It's a Rotary golf tournament, and you need to go to Crimson Ridge and get a hold of Rotary inside and put a team together.
Plus, tomorrow, Community Living Algoma is having a fundraising golf tournament too, and they're doing it up big.
Cool.
Yeah. So lots to do in Sault Ste. Marie.
Never.
Do you know Tyra Banks? Do you know who she is?
The model, the supermodel,
stunning,
gorgeous,
right? Beautiful, aging amazingly. Well, apparently, tell me what you think of this.
Okay.
She's leaving BeautyCon. She's in a car. She stops because there's a model who is having pictures taken of her, and her name is Tatiana Ali. So she's like a working model that Tyra obviously knows. So Tyra pulls over, and you would think like, oh my gosh, this is so lovely that Tyra Banks. She proceeded to show the photographer how he should be shooting the model. They were thrilled. Tatiana Ali said, I could not believe that Tyra Banks actually stopped. And the photographer as well said, the Tyra stopped and, showed me what she would do and stuff, and admitted that his photographs improved after Tyra went to visit. Okay. What's your take on that?
Well, I would say that photographer is more interested in learning and growing and bettering at his craft than he is about having an ego. And that model knows that you don't become a world famous supermodel without knowing how things work and setting up and angles, because you're not just sitting there getting photographed. You've got to know what's going on, and you're hearing. So I think that what she did was very magnanimous, and I think they accepted it in just the right way.
Good for them.
Don't you think so?
I do too.
Ego aside, you go, wow, that's so...
Well, and I'm sure it's all about her approach. Tyra Banks is very low-key. She's very down-to-earth, seemingly. I mean, we don't know, of course. But yeah, so...
Oh, no, she is. I've had her over.
You didn't invite me again.
That's very cool.
Yeah, right on.
You know what, Lou? It's kind of like if you were to come in and tell me how to do things because, you know, you're a dinosaur when it comes to television.
Thanks so much, Tim. We'll be back with news right after this.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center. Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true. With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
Ontario's Ministry of Labour is investigating after a worker was killed while installing a temporary bridge in Marathon. A spokesperson says the ministry was informed of the incident at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Janet DeLine says it appears that the steel bridge shifted as the worker was installing it, pinning the worker underneath it. An investigator is on their way to the scene to probe the incident further. The ministry didn't release any information about the deceased. The Anishinaabe Police Service is looking for your help with regards to a suspicious person incident. On Tuesday, an unknown male went to residents in the 400 block area of Highway 17B on the Garden River First Nation. The unknown male knocked on the door, asked the homeowner to let him in. When the homeowner refused, though, the suspect grabbed some clothing and left. The suspicious person is described as a white male with short hair. Anyone with information about this incident is encouraged to call the Garden River Police. Their number is 946-4196.
First off, I want to thank the Ethics Commissioner for his report. And even though I disagree with some of his conclusions, I fully accept this report.
Justin Trudeau responds to the Federal Ethics Commissioner's report that he violated the Conflict of Interest Act by improperly pressuring former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould to halt the criminal prosecution of SNC Lavalin.
Where I disagree with the Commissioner, amongst others, is where he says and takes a strong perspective that any contact with the AG and the Attorney General in this issue was improper. My job as a Prime Minister is to stand up for Canadians and defend their interests. And yes, it is essential that we do that in a way that defends our institutions, that upholds prosecutorial independence. But we need to be able to talk about the impacts on Canadians right across the country of decisions being made. But I accept the report that the Commissioner put forward.
Around 4:30 today, officers were serving a narcotics warrant in a house in the 3600 block of North 15th Street. They had already entered the premises and got towards the rear, the kitchen area, when gunfire erupted.
Authorities said that a gunman who opened fire on police yesterday as they were serving a drug warrant in Philadelphia, wounding 6 officers and triggering a standoff that extended into the night, is now in police custody.
But they really shooting at the cops!
There are 6 police officers who were struck by gunfire.
They shooting at the cops!
3750, the 50 officer, shots fired, shots fired.
Car stand by. 50 officer, police priority, shots fired. 3700 North 15, the 50 officer, police by radio, shots fired.
Crazy 10180, shot still ringing off. Give me SWAT ASAP. Long gun ASAP.
We are very, very lucky. 6 police officers shot in one incident. It is remarkable that I believe a couple of them have been released already. And so it is nothing short of astounding that in such a confined space that we didn't have more of a tragedy than we did.
Police in southwestern Ontario say they are investigating after a vehicle slammed into a home, causing a major explosion. London Police Constable Shayna Boland says the crash happened in the city last night just before 11. She says investigators believe the vehicle also hit a gas line that caused the explosion. Boland says 2 officers were sent to hospital with minor injuries and 2 firefighters were also in hospital being assessed.
It's going to be all part of our ongoing investigation. We have contacted the Office of Fire Marshal and they're sending staff to assist us with that investigation, and I'll be part of our investigation.
Police say houses on the street as well as those in a 1-block radius were evacuated. They say the massive fire is still active and has spread to several houses. Boland says a female was taken into custody. She says investigators expect to be on the scene for several days.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern People's Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
It's not always this obvious when young people need help. For 30 years, we've shown up for youth. With your donation, you can too.
Prescription drugs. When used properly, they can help. But last year, more than 80,000 Canadian kids used them to get high, even though it can be very dangerous. Prescription drug abuse. It can damage a teen for life. Get the facts and talk with your kids about prescription drug abuse. Visit canada.ca/drug prevention. A message from the Government of Canada.
So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Well, I am here every single morning with Tim because I get paid tons and tons of money. That's why I'm here.
Why am I here? Why am I here?
Because you love me.
Okay, that's why.
The reason I'm talking about Britney, money is because Britney Spears, her financial status had to be made public because she's still working against the conservatorship that her father has. So
they revealed
Miss
her finances.
Brit last year made $59,079,755.76.
I have a question. What does she do?
She sings.
Where did she make $60 million?
Las Vegas.
In Vegas. Oh, she had a show in Vegas.
Yes.
60 mil?
And that's $2.5 million more than she made last year. So she's doing aight. Her father made $128,000 this year so far and last year as well. So he's not in it for the money, essentially, is what they're trying to say. But she is just like you and me. She went to Target 80 times in a year. 80 times. She spent $66,000
at Target
on household supplies. She went to Bed Bath & Beyond, 7-Eleven, Mama needed some chips, and Amazon. So her living expenses totaled just over $400,000, $70,000 on travel she spent last year. $70,000 on traveling around. Yeah.
That doesn't even make a dent in $60 million.
Right?
Although taxes, she's probably paying about $20 million in taxes.
Yeah, I bet she
she's
is.
not. She's writing it all out. You know why? Every time she flies in a jet somewhere, that's a tax write-off.
It pays to be able to not sing unless it's electronically enhanced, and to shave your head and pretend you're a nut bar. Not pretend, maybe?
Well, you know what? All I have to do is shave my head.
That's right. You're halfway there, honey.
I'm 2/3 of the way there. Shaving my head?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm having a hot flash.
Are you?
I think I am.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to faint?
I don't know. No, I'm not going to faint, but do you have any do you have any pills?
No, I got no pills for you.
Oh.
Sorry, man. John Mayer.
I like him. You can see him naked.
Can you?
Yeah. There's pictures of John Mayer naked.
He's a bit of a skin dog, I find.
What's a skin dog mean?
He's a bit of a womanizer.
I never heard that term.
I find. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. Again, John. I tried to tell him, married, hello.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what's the scoop on him?
He has a temporary restraining order against his stalker because he received death threats from this guy. This guy follows him around. Yeah. Follows him around to different locations, follows him to the grocery store, that sort of stuff. So
does he carry a knife?
I don't know. I don't
Aaron
know.
Carter thing again. I was trying to segue.
Yeah, I saw that. That's I noticed that you were doing that. That was awesome, Tim. That was great.
So wait a minute.
Yes.
Did he get the restraining order?
Yes, he did. He got the restraining order.
I still wouldn't. That wouldn't be enough for me. I would want the guy back. I want him locked up.
And you know what, too? Lots of literature sent to him from this guy threatening him, and you better.
Why doesn't he like him?
I don't know.
I think John Mayer is a lovely man.
I do too, and he can sing.
Yeah, he can, and he doesn't do the fake thing like Britney.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave Britney alone. Hey, don't leave me alone, because I have a really cool interview coming up with Alex and Marcy, Alex Victoria and Marcy Clayton, and they do the Ride for Arch motorcycles, but it's so much more than that. It's emotional and it's fun and it's amazing, and you're going to hear about all that next on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Stay tuned.
Listen up, Canada. We need to talk. Didn't you make us a promise? You said kids are the future of Canada. In 1989, you promised that no kid in our country would live in poverty. But 1 in 7 of us still do. 1 in 7. We don't care whose fault it is. We just really, really need your help to fix it. You made a promise. You have to keep it.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
But I'm afraid of motorcycles, and I said, can I go on a scooter? They said no. Okay, guys, you're gonna love this. This is Marcy and Alex. You're a couple for how many years now?
6.
6 years.
They're so cute. I recognize Alex because you're a musician.
Yes.
Boneyard.
Boneyard, yes.
And the house band at Reggie's.
Yes.
Yes.
And you are the cable lady. I'm
the cable rapper.
She's the roadie. You met because you were a nurse.
And taking care of his dad.
Taking care of your dad.
Yeah.
Can you just tell that story real quick because it's cute?
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Well, I was called in for a 12-hour night shift.
Yeah.
and I walked into the house and met his dad. And he warned me that it wasn't his house, that it was his son's house. And that don't let him scare you. He's coming in at 2 in the morning because he's playing at downtown Reggie's. And when he walked in, I looked at him, he looked at me. We never took our eyes off of each other, and we've been together ever since.
I love that story. Now then, tell me how you guys became associated with Arch. You want to take that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Christine's aunt, Christine and Reggie Daigle.
Oh, so Reggie who owns Reggie's downtown and Reggie's West.
Yes.
Christine?
Her aunt had just passed in the Arch.
Oh, so
and she approached us to see if we can get some kind of ride.
And she knew you because you play in the house band.
And and
she knew you were a biker.
Yes, absolutely. And we also just spent a week with our friend Tyrone Soulier, who was my bass player at the time. He passed in the Arch.
Oh my gosh.
He had got diagnosed with cancer, and he had passed.
So we wanted to honor them.
You guys had experienced what Arch does for its residents.
So we had the whole experience of it, and we looked, and
you said
we said, yeah, absolutely, we're in.
But it was fast. This is going back 5 years.
5 years ago, we had 2 weeks to plan it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you thought, okay, if one biker shows up, we're
just hoping for one, and it'll be a success.
Who did you reach out to, though?
Well,
an association or something?
Yeah, just all our biker friends.
Bikers Rights Organization.
Bikers Rights Organization. The Iron Workers.
Yeah.
Iron Workers.
See, he found the camera. And bada bing, bada boom. 2 weeks later, you guys do a ride.
And 98 bikers show up.
98?
And we made 5,000.
Yeah.
So you were off to a great start.
And then we doubled the following year to 10,000. Then we doubled to 20,000 the following year again.
And shut the front door.
And 20,000 again the following year after that.
Okay, now I'm already got goosebumps, but tell me about when the ride happens. First of all, this is happening on Saturday.
It is Saturday.
This coming Saturday. The date this Saturday is
the 17th.
August the 17th. You get permission to close off Cora Road
from Old Wallace Terrace to Douglas.
Reggie's West.
In front of Reggie's
parking lot across the street. You get the whole street, the parking lot. What do you set up there?
We have a dunk booth set up. We have
Darren Emon doing caricatures.
I know Darren.
Yeah.
Darren caricatures, yes.
He's going to do caricatures.
Yeah. We have Doghouse doing airbrush tattoos.
Yep.
Okay. And we have Megan Coudini from Skin Deep on Queen doing a dragonfly tattoo.
She's going to be doing small dragonfly tattoos for everybody, and she's donating.
And all the money's going to Arch.
Yes,
every dime.
All of this that happens is
bands
all volunteer, and all the bands.
Look at the crowd.
Yeah, that's our people.
Holy smokes! So, do you have bands in the parking lot, or where?
Yeah, we have. There's going to be Boneyard, Flathead Fords coming in from Toronto.
Yeah.
This is all volunteer. This is all volunteer. These guys are fantastic.
Food.
We have Bearded Lounge. We have sound check.
Sound check.
How long does this go?
All day, all night.
Algorithms.
Oh my gosh!
All night.
Beer garden.
Beer garden.
Yes, beer gardens.
Yeah, food. We have DeLuca's Pizzeria doing the pizza.
Yeah.
Do you guys do this by yourself, the two of you, or do you have a bunch now? Do you have now that you've expanded like this?
We do a lot of it, but we do have a lot of help. Like Christine is fully involved.
Christine's
fully involved, and but this year I really wanted to go with vendors because it is our 5th anniversary special edition.
Yeah.
So I have Amore.
There's a poster up here. Amore, for your pleasure, my friend Gayla Coleman.
Yes. So she's a vendor, and we have Tackle the North, and we have Sweet Cheek Leggings.
Yeah.
So much.
Choose Max, Greg Simpson.
Yeah. He's going to do the entertainment.
He took care of all the entertainment. Him and Carrie, his wife Carrie, actually jumped on board with us this year, right?
Yeah.
Fred's an amazing musician in town, if you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Boneyard's going to close the show.
Boneyard's going to close the show.
Boneyard's going to close the show.
Okay, so you all meet, and by the way, if you want to get in on this fun, you still can. You can just show up on the morning on your bike, $25, you're in for the day.
And even if they don't ride, they could. It's open to the public, free admission, and it's family friendly.
Family friendly, totally free, but bring donations.
Yes. We have prizes.
When does the right. Okay, you said kickstands up at 10?
At noon.
Oh, kickstands up at noon.
Oh, so registration from 10 to 12.
So there's all kinds of stuff going on from 10 to 12. Kickstands up at noon. You take what you said? You said Gooley Avenue.
Yeah, we drive to the Arch Loop.
Wallace Terrace, Gooley Avenue, 4th line.
And then we'll hit the highway.
Okay, are you ready for this?
And back again.
They do the Arch Loop. Tell me about this now. Tell me.
When we approach the Arch, there's usually about 200 riders, and we do the loop in the parking lot, and the nurses and the PSWs bring out some of the patients, and everybody bawls their eyes out.
And you ride around, and you said the bikers don't make eye contact because it's too emotional.
There's not a dry eye. We don't even look at each other because everybody. It's such a sweet.
It's
gesture.
such a beautiful thing.
It is.
Oh my gosh! I said you can't drive with tears in your eyes.
No.
That should be a country and western song right there.
Yes.
This is uplifting. It's important to raise this money. It's what did I say? I always got this.
It's over $700,000 annual.
$750,000 annually they have to raise just to run.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's like basic operating costs.
That's the base.
So it's because of people like you who do this, and the bikers who join in, and the community who goes to these events that supports Arch and makes it such an amazing place for people to spend their final days with their families in comfort and beauty.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And great
the
care.
Stories we get to listen to are so sweet.
Oh, you guys.
I know. Last year, one girl had carried the ashes of her loved one around her neck.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, we're registering on the day of. Is fine. Just get down there. Starts at 10 a.m. Streets are closed off. Park your bike, or if you don't have a bike, just go and enjoy. Do you know who you're dunking yet?
Well, we know that Boneyard has been nominated, but somebody did nominate the Boneyard Wives.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
But I did buy white shirts for Greg and Alex when they get dunked.
Is Greg still working out? Because that could be nice.
Are you still working out, Greg?
Are you still working out? Great music, great fun, family friendly, all raising money for Arch this Saturday, August the 17th.
Yes.
You can't miss it. It's right there at Reggie's West. No wonder Audrey is loving you, the two of you. You're amazing people. This is Marcy, this is Alex, and this is Mornings with Luann and Tim. We'll be right back after this.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
Okay, Audrey wrote this one. KC Security, they got your back, they got your keys. Any price they can beat KC Security, something like that. Audrey does it better than me. But
she's going to write it down so he can get
Thank you, KC Security, for sponsoring Mornings with Luann and Tim. We appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it. And we appreciate you as well. Thanks for watching every single morning, and we hope to see you back here bright and early tomorrow. Woohoo!